Hi, Rivkah. We're so excited to include you in this year's Pride 50. And I'm super excited to talk to you, especially I'm a big fan of your work and so excited that we have this opportunity to chat today.
Thanks, Scott. I'm so grateful to be here. I love the work that you and Queerty do in our community, and I'm really excited to have a conversation.
So why don't we dive in? I mean, you're an accomplished filmmaker. We know all this about you, but tell us something. What's something people wouldn't know about you?
Something that people don't know about me is that I'm in 2 phenomenal relationships, one with my girlfriend and one with my husband.
Managing 2 lovely relationships like that is sometimes a balancing act, I'm sure. How do you do it?
Yeah. So they're both long-term relationships. I've been together with my husband for over 20 years. And then about 5 years ago, we opened our marriage because I fell in love with my girlfriend. And we met at a Hanukkah party, like most good Jewish girls do. In open marriages, in polyamorous relationships, there's a lot of conversation and authentic connection and negotiation around some of the logistics of it, but there's also a real need to be present for the heart work around it. Not the hard work, but there's some hard work too, but like the heart work. As a queer woman with daughters, it feels really important to show my authentic self to my daughters and my family and my community. And this is one of the ways that I want to exist in the world.
I think it's incredibly beautiful. And you're right. We're setting the example for the future generations to know how to love and how to be honest and fair and right in a relationship or relationships. Why do you think it's important to tell queer stories?
Besides the fact that queer stories are the most fabulous stories in the universe. I think for me, Jen Rainin and I launched our company, Frankly Speaking Films, to tell mesmerizing stories about strong queer women and non-binary people. We felt like it was really important to broaden the space in which we can exist, to bust up some stereotypes, the idea that there's only one way to be LGBTQ plus in this world.
Your documentary Holding Moses came out last year, and it tells the story of a queer non-binary parent raising a child with a disability. And it's a hugely impactful documentary. It was even shortlisted for an Academy Award. Through the process, I mean, what's been your most surprising or unexpected takeaway?
There were 2 really surprising things that happened. One was the number of caregivers who responded to the film and talked about being validated and seen in ways that they aren't typically seen. And then the other thing that I was surprised about was Randi, who's also my girlfriend. She's been so candid and so fantastic and loves to come to the screenings, and she's always up for the Q&A. She forgets that there's an emotional resilience or an emotional path that she's going to have to travel each time she watches this film, and that people are going to come to her and feel really close with her and then ask her to hold one of their strongest griefs.
I can't even begin to imagine what the transformation that she's having by hearing all these stories. The times we're living in, I would argue that art is more important than ever. I mean, how do you think that art and film can actually make a lasting change in our culture?
Especially in Western culture and places where screens are increasingly dominating our time and environments. And our kids' universes, their pathways and their passages to who we want to become. I think that showing a spectrum of people's experiences, through films, through artworks, through conversations after, we get to transform, we get to become more of who we want to be.
We're asking all of our honorees to answer this one same question. And the question is, why does being LGBTQ plus make you proud?
So I get to be my full self. And I think because of the lineage of LGBTQ plus people, the courage and also just the commitment to family, to community that I see in this community is inspiring on the daily.
Well, it was such a pleasure to chat with you, Rivkah. Congratulations on being honored in this year's Pride 50. And we look forward to the work that is coming from you in the future. And I'd be remiss. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.